Hello everybody, this is Money Mom. Welcome back to the channel. Instead of Frugal Friday, today I wanted to talk to you guys about one huge reason that I think many people are struggling right now. Let's get started and talk about it. And this is a totally new concept and idea that I actually haven't brought up on this channel, and I'm very anxious to get your feedback. I like to reflect a lot on how I was raised and how things have changed over the years. The history series has helped me do that. And you guys know I was born in ~65. Most of my growing up years and remembering is from the '70s. And I have a lot of fantastic memories. And I got to thinking about, hey, why are a lot of people struggling financially nowadays? And I actually was speaking to another wonderful financial YouTuber about it, and we both agreed with this. I'm going to tell you why. I think part of the reason people are struggling right now is because things are not special anymore. And many of you probably wonder, what do you mean by that? Well, I'm going to explain this. What I mean is, growing up for me in the '70s, there were so many things that we did enjoy occasionally that were very special to us. And I'm going to give you some examples. Number one, I grew up in the Twin Cities. You guys know that, St. Paul, Minneapolis area, or Woodbury. And we had pop, okay? But we didn't have it in the house all the time. We had it for maybe holidays or occasionally. And when we had it, I was allowed like maybe a little mini half of a cup. And so it was only a few times a year. Other than that, we drank milk or we drank water. That was it. So pop was considered special. Well, now, not everybody, but many people, they buy pop every week so that they can have a cold drink when they come home. When I was young, if we said, "Mom, we're thirsty," she'd say, "Well, there's the tap water." So we had that. So pop was considered something very special, and it was only during a holiday or if a company came over. That would be example one. Number two, any type of entertainment or restaurant eating. Growing up, not very many folks went to restaurants that often. We didn't have a lot of drive-thrus or fast foods. There were some, but there wasn't a lot. And it was considered a celebration. So we were not always, out eating. You may do with what you had at home. You might have leftovers. You might have, casseroles or the Minnesota hot dish, that type of thing. You didn't get a craving and go through a drive-thru and get something to eat. So, and then also entertaining, going to movies and things like that. You might pile a bunch of people and go see a drive-in, but much of our entertaining, we had people over a lot at our house, or we went to other people's homes. We played cards. We also played games and did puzzles. We spent a lot of our time outside, even during the winter, and we went snowmobiling, we went bike riding, all of that. So a lot of our entertainment was free. And so we weren't out spending money on all this, and we just, made do with what we had at home. Number three, clothing. I didn't have tons of clothes growing up. I would order a lot of our clothes from Sears catalog, and we basically got clothes before we went to school, so back to school shopping. And then maybe on, Christmas, Hanukkah, your birthday, you would maybe get a new outfit, and then you might get summer outfit, like a couple summer outfits, but you didn't have a lot of clothes or shoes. You'd have a pair of dress shoes, you'd have a pair of play shoes, a pair of school shoes, like 3 shoes. You would have maybe a couple dresses, a couple pair of pants, 4 shirts. You didn't have all this. You only had a few shoes, and you only went shopping a few times a year. Mom would have ironing days. They would take good care of what we had. It lasted well in the wash, and we weren't always out clothes shopping. We went a few times a year, and that's it. And shoe shopping. Number 4, desserts. We didn't have all those desserts in the house, or snacks and things such as cookies and things like little cakes and things like that. We didn't have all that. Any of that kind of stuff was considered something special we made for special occasions. We might have Jell-O. Remember, Jell-O was very popular back then, but that was considered something very special. And 5, last but not least, just overall shopping or toys. We got toys a couple times a year. We'd get maybe a couple things. We just didn't have a lot of stuff. Our homes were smaller, and we made do with what we have, and we were plenty healthy and plenty happy. But I do think back then was a lot less stressful. I know many people now, They have a long, stressful day at work. They might have a long drive home. They're hot, they're thirsty, they're hungry. They're too tired to go home and cook. They want to get through a drive-through line and get a fast food meal and an icy, drink. I mean, gosh, I can understand that. And you've got these fun little coffee drinks. Back in the 70s, you didn't have that. We made our coffee at home, and it was basically a little bit of milk, a little bit of sugar, or you drink your coffee black. So all these things that people are used to doing all the time now were considered very special, occasional treats back then. Think about what many of our finances would be like if we did that nowadays. If just every now and then you'd have a dessert or a glass of pop or maybe a special coffee drink, or you maybe went clothes shopping every now and then, or just occasionally bought things as you maybe needed them. How much money could many of us save? Even though I've cut way back, I have a feeling I could still save quite a bit of money if I cut back on a lot of my unessential items. Let me know what you think. I think this is a really good conversation to have. By the way, I hope you come back tomorrow, because I'm going to share with you some items that I've purchased that barely cost anything. These are items over the years that are some of my favorite items, and I can't wait to show them to you. That's all I have to say for now. I love you. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.